Hello and welcome to Jammin Jukebox-Radio show. I am your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and so glad to be here with you on this Wednesday. It's midweek, and you know what that means. That means that tomorrow is Friday Eve, and the weekend is right around the corner. So we're looking forward to that and really getting geared up for it, and I hope that you are as well. And tonight we are really excited because our guest, and actually she's just called in, I do believe, we're so thrilled to speak with her. She is really up and coming in the world of pop music. She's an independent singer-songwriter, and she's just released her latest single, Cant-Love-me, at the very beginning of this month. And it's just going crazy. People are loving it. I know we love it here on our show, and we would like to introduce her to you now. Miss Alisa Boniello. Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you for being here. It's a real honor and glad to have you on our show. So thank you for your time. I'm thrilled to pieces to talk to you about your song because it is, we've been playing it here on our radio show, and we've been getting a lot of good feedback about it. People love it. And of course, we're going to play it at the end of the show to give listeners a taste of it if they've not heard it as of yet. It is a great song. The song is Cant-Love-me, and talk to me. It's awesome. I mean, talk to me a little bit about how this song, came to be. What was the inspiration behind it?
The inspiration. Well, I was fortunate enough to work with Ron Haney, who is such a fantastic producer that he really kind of gave me full reign on the direction of the song. So, I was going through a little bit of a funny time in my life, and that's what I was feeling. And, he was wonderful. I just explained to him what I wanted, and it took him about 30 seconds for him to just hone in on it and nail it, and we just worked so well together. So I was just lucky to work with somebody who knew what I wanted as much as I did.
And I tell you, when you can hit the nail on the head like that with a producer that knows exactly what you want, it's like magic happens. I mean, and that's one of the things I love. I mean, it's just unbelievable how it kind of can all come into play when that takes shape. And one of the things that I love about indie music is that artists like you can have that ability when you go in the studio and you work with great producers like that guy, just to be able to do what you want to do. You don't have limits on your creativity, and it's amazing what comes out, as a result of that.
It actually makes all the difference, and I never thought that was something that would be such an important aspect of creating a song, but when you're just stifling, even just a little bit, you're really limiting yourself to what your potential could have, possibly been.
Oh, most definitely. And, and that's another thing that I love about indie music today is that because artists have that ability to do whatever they want to do, the sky is pretty much the limit. It really does provide listeners like me and so many out there alike the opportunity to have such a good variety of music to choose from. You're not boxed in. You don't get put in a cookie-cutter format. It's just great the way it kind of all comes together when you have that flexibility.
Yeah, it's really special when people choose to listen to your music because, just like you said, the industry is so saturated and people can be so creative and do what they want that you can listen to whatever you want. So when people actually say, I really listen to your song on repeat, that means a lot to me. You don't need to listen to my song on repeat. It's really special for me.
Well, hey, I've listened to your song on repeat. I'll just admit that right now. It's a great song. And I want to kind of back up a little bit. I know we kind of jumped right into your song, but it's such a great song that and it's getting so much airplay. I see, tweeted all over social media all the time, your name and that song just kind of pops up. So it's getting a lot of exposure. And so it's just very exciting for me, to talk with you about it. But I want to kind of back up a little bit and talk about how, you kind of got into the music business to start with.
I don't know, in the music business, but I've been doing music since I was 5. I started playing piano when I was 5, started singing classically when I was 13. I went for classical voice for college, and when I graduated, I'm like, I'm not sure if classical voice is the direction I want to go. So, talked to the right people and just kind of went forward, and I was like, I'm just doing it. Like, I'm 21, I'm in the city, I'm surrounded by creative people, and I'm just not going to look back for a little while. So that's what I did. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I must tell you, first of all, when I heard your music for the first time, I would have never guessed that you had that kind of training, classical voice. I mean, your voice, you can tell, has a tremendous range, but I love your sound, and I love how it fits, the record. And, but thank goodness you decided, hey, classical voice might not be what I want to pursue after all. I mean, but, hey, if you ever decided to take a sharp turn left, you could always divert into that if you wanted to.
Absolutely. It was just not for me right now, but I would never take it back. I learned so much. I could do so many things, but for right now, this is exactly what I want to be doing.
Yeah, and to have that kind of voice training, I mean, that kind of stretches you in ways that, maybe other types of vocal training may not. So I'm sure it tells. I mean, I could just tell on the record, your voice just really does have kind of a lot of range to it, and you're kind of all over the place musically, and you're able to hit those notes just. It seems effortless, although it really does.
Thank you. That's the goal.
Really well, you make it's very convincing, believe me. Now, if I tried to do something like that, it'd be a train wreck waiting to happen. So, I'd rather just listen to great vocalists like you. So talk a little bit about, currently what's going on in your career as part of, promoting, Cant-Love-me.
I mean, I'm just doing all I can to just get it out there, whether it be talking to people on the street. I mean, like, I teach dance and I teach classes, so I'm always using my own music. I know it's a little shameless advertisement, but it's like, this is my music, this is me, I hope you guys enjoy it, follow me, and, I hope you like it as much as I like it. And I'm just kind of old school, just hopefully word of mouth, people start to appreciate it, I'm not so savvy with social media. I'm not so good with it. So it's about who you know.
Well, it is, but, it is amazing the power of social media, because I know that even, 5, 6, 7 years ago, social media was not what it is today. And and it has really helped shape and give indie artists the ability to get their music out there on so many different platforms. And it's just amazing. I mean, 10 years ago, MySpace was kind of the promotion piece for indie artists and music artists alike. I mean, it was really the only thing going that artists could really get their music out there. And now there's so many ways. And by the way, I don't think there's anything wrong at all with playing your own music when you teach dance classes and what have you. I mean, your whole point of doing music is to have it be heard and to get the word out about it. And you're immensely talented, so you should be, tooting your own horn, so to speak, and letting people know, because otherwise they wouldn't know. So
and it's.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, it's like the ball's in their court. If they enjoyed my music, amazing, and it's all out there. That's the most incredible part, is that it's accessible. It's like, so if you truly did like it, and if you like me a little bit, that's cool. That's like the perfect combination. So, it's really good for me.
That's true. Now, of course, this record you've got out, it's not your first trip around the sun in terms of, recording, and you had worked with, songwriter, producer Barry Eastmond, and on your EP, Lovestruck. So talk a little bit about what it was like to work with him. Because, he's worked with some of the great, Whitney Houston, Britney Spears, Anita Baker. I mean, those are just a few names I'm dropping, but wow, what was that like for you?
It was intimidating initially. I was just like, oh, my God, I'm not prepared for this. I can't do this. But, I started working with him, and we kind of, fell into a nice groove, I kind of knew where his head was at, and he kind of knew where I was, and we just kind of created, this a little bit more, I'm not sure, maybe a little bit more soulful, just a little different from this current Cant-Love-me song that I did, but it was great. And he's so funny because, I just throw out ideas. Not all of them are good, but he would be like, nice. Let's keep working. Let's keep working at this together. You know, like he'll never come out and say like, never will that ever work. So he was just like, you know, cultivate and just be like, oh, okay.
Well, you know, but he is such a great producer, and when you think about some of the people he's worked with and the music that has been put out, because his magic touch was added to it. I mean, you know, that's not too shabby, and
no.
I think any great artist that, you know, their music is well received by the public I think, you know, it's kind of like the old saying goes, behind every good man is a good woman. Well, I really believe that, you know, music producers are kind of a secret element to the success of music artists, because, you know, the sound is so important and how it's received is so important. And he's really good. I mean, he's one of the best in the business from what I understand.
He's wonderful. He's such a sweet person. Just, I can't say enough good things about him, honestly. He was great.
Well, now, you know, as you started to pursue music, who are some of your musical inspirations that inspire you?
Oh, man, that was a loaded question right there. Well, when I was in high school and in middle school, I was really into musical theater. So I got really into Barbra Streisand. I really, really loved her voice. So just musical theater music was just, I loved it. I loved everything about it. Chicago, I loved everything about it. Towards the end of high school, I started kind of looking towards more of like the powerhouse female singers. I really got into Aretha Franklin and Amy Winehouse and Janis Joplin. I got into just that very soulful, organic, timeless. I'm going to say timeless music. That's kind of where I was headed towards. And that's still what is influencing me today, frankly.
Well, I was going to say, you know, it's interesting that you would mention that, because, you know, on your song Cant-Love-Me, I can hear hints, you know, bits and pieces and hints and traces of like Amy Winehouse. And you know, and some of those that you mentioned. I mean, Amy, you know, as you know, Amy Winehouse was just brilliant in her time. I mean, she was so ahead of her time musically, and to be as young as she was. And she tapped into something that, was not really being tested or heard, you know, in music. And she just kind of took a classic sound and made it all her own, but made it very modernized. So, you know, that's why people loved her. But they didn't realize that, you know, who her influences were that kind of helped build her sound. But yeah, I mean, when I heard that song initially, I was like, wow, you know, this artist, she is really, really, you know, it's almost like there for a moment I'm thinking, wow. I could have seen Amy Winehouse performing a song like, you know, Cant-Love-Me, because it was kind of her styling, you know, to kind of musically let her voice just go all over the place and really showcase what it could do. And that's the kind of artist that you remind me of. Your voice is very much the same in that regard. And so that's why this song is just so good.
Thank you. That is seriously the best compliment anyone could ever get. You remind me of Amy Winehouse. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll leave now. Like, that's just incredible. She was, I mean, honestly, like you know, of course, I know every artist wants to sound, you know, they want to have their own original sound, and of course, you have your own original sound. But the influence of her being somebody that inspired you, and, you know, it's neat that you have kind of adopted that to a point to help build your own creative sound. But I love Amy Winehouse's music, and it was so tragic when she passed away, and it was just, you know, just too soon, really, because there was so much untapped potential that we had yet to see from her. But the fact that you have kind of taken it and ran with it and made it your own is really incredible, because it's given listeners something that they can really, you know, enjoy. We don't have Amy here anymore, so maybe you will be the new Amy Winehouse as time goes on. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure right there. I think I could do it, but that's a lot of pressure.
You know, not meaning to raise that bar by any stretch. Yeah.
No, I mean,
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, if I could follow in the footsteps of Amy Winehouse, and even right now Jen Wigmore is very, you know, kind of on that same path, and just that organic sound that everybody can relate to. It's just, you know, you don't have to question it and think about it. It's like, girl, I know what you're talking about. I get it. Like, that's kind of the reaction that I want from people.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And your music, it is gettable. It is music that people can relate to. And I think you just hit the nail on the head, and that is, it is organic. It's an organic sound because it's not one, and it really has nothing to do with the whole, you know, indie artist thing. It really is a sound that we don't hear much of now. I mean, mainstream music is so cookie-cutterish, and it's very, you know, you kind of feel like for every 10 pop songs that are popular, they all kind of have the same kind of beat rhythm kind of thing going on, and it's just refreshing to have an artist like you who is putting out a sound that is off the beaten path of what we're used to hearing on the radio every day, you know, multiple times. And another thing that you mentioned that I thought was very interesting is that, you know, you've always been a big fan of Barbra Streisand, and I grew up, she's probably one of my all-time favorite artists, just because as a young child, I mean, I used to just be so mesmerized by her voice. It always amazed me at how she could just, I mean, her range and just the way she could sing a song was just like I had never heard anyone else sing before. She really does make it seem like it's the easiest thing on earth to do for her, you know. And so you're my kind of people to be saying, hey, and to be the age you are, and to say, well, you know, I really do, you know, I've always really loved Barbra Streisand. I mean, that's huge. She is so big, and she's done so much in the industry, as you know. So, but no pressure again. So, you know.
I mean, I can actually, like, remember the first day that I heard her. I was in 7th grade, and I was auditioning for Funny Girl. So I rented, obviously, the VHS at that time, and I heard her sing Don't Rain on My Parade, and I fell in love. I'm pretty sure that was the first time I fell in love. It was Barbra Streisand in 7th grade when I saw her sing that. I was just like, oh, you know, and you'd, like, rewind it, watch it again, rewind it, watch it again. Changed my life.
Well, and, you know, aside from the fact that she was just one of the best singers of all time, in my personal opinion, she really could act. I mean, you know, in those movies that she was in, she's just hysterical, but she also was just a great actress. And anything with her in it, I mean, I think it had to have been in her contract whenever she did a movie, she was going to have to sing, or, you know, and I'm so glad that was always part of the movies that she made, because it really did make the movie to have her perform, you know, all those many numbers. One of my favorite songs that she did back in the day was a rendition of Somewhere from Waltz Astoria, I believe. And if you've never heard that, have you heard that before?
Oh, of course, please.
It's incredible.
Of course.
It's incredible.
Beautiful.
Well, it is beautiful. It's probably my favorite version of that song.
Spectacular. It's just so seamless. Like, I've always just been, I really admire just how seamless. You never hear a breath, and you never hear just a crack. It's just like, I can't even explain it. There's really no words to explain her voice for me.
No, that's so true. It's really unexplainable. I agree. Now, you know, kind of moving on from that, if you had the opportunity to work, you've obviously worked with some brilliant producers in the industry, but musically, if you had the opportunity, who would you like to work with and collaborate with, be it songwriting or, you know, maybe doing a duet with?
Wow, that's really scary. You know, I mean, as I said before, I've been really into Jen Whitmore. Like, she came out with this album, and it just kind of, like, hit me in the face. I'm just like, oh, my God, this is the coolest chick I've ever heard. And, like, I think she's kind of on a similar path that I'm at, where it's just like, I know this is not, you know, maybe like super mainstream. It's not indie. It's somewhere in between. We're tapping into like little reserves of old school and soul and things like that. And I think she's really creative. And I like her, you know, her ability to take, you know, whatever the content is and just make it accessible and understandable and enjoyable. So that's something, that's the person I think I would really like to write with. I really like her style. Yeah. I kind of stick to, like, for some reason, I don't know, I'm always looking for, like, the powerhouse female singers. Not that men can't write, but for some reason, I don't know, that's just kind of where I lean to.
Well, and, you know, I don't know about you, but in this day and time, and as far as out there in the presence of society in terms of, you know, that it factor and popularity, I don't know of any one female artist right now, you know, that has music out there on the radio that is kind of got that powerhouse quality. You know, I mean, I think the last person of late that I heard a song by was Christina Aguilera. But, you know, Celine Dion has not put anything out in a while, and, you know, so many others. Mariah Carey, you know, she's not put anything. It's like it's time for these artists, you know, they rose to fame and success with their music, you know, over a decade ago, and I guess now, you know, they've made their millions and they just slowed down, but it would be so nice to have them come out with new stuff, you know, just have some new stuff from them, because we still need that in the midst of our music, to, again, give it that variety that's missing at the moment, and I keep going back to this, but to me, you know, that's why I love indie music the way I do, because, you know, it's kind of a one-size-fits-all music. It's not really a genre like it used to be when it first evolved on the music scene. But it really does offer something for everybody, because there is so much variety and, you know, creativity that goes into the music itself. It's just incredible. Now, moving forward, do you have any plans to tour as the year unfolds? Are you working on any music?
I am always obviously working on music. You know, it's hard though when you're not working with a producer and you're by yourself, because nothing's ever good enough. You know, you start something and you're like, what was I thinking? This is ridiculous. This will never work. You know, so I have like 100 unfinished pieces of music that I don't know if they'll ever see the light of day again. If I work with a producer who wants to maybe take a look, that would be fantastic, you know, but I'm always writing and always just kind of exploring and, you know, going out there and just playing with different people. I'm just doing the real Brooklyn, New York City thing. I'm just, you know, on foot out there talking to people. That's all I can do right now. I mean, you know, I haven't really thought about a tour quite yet. I mean, you know, obviously it's crossed my mind. But, you know, I want to see where this song and the other couple songs that went with it could possibly go. And if people respond to it the way I hope they do, obviously I would drop everything and play and go out there and play my music. It's just a matter of time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like the dream of dreams, you know. But you are such a good artist. I mean, you really do have immense talent, and I see you being on a tour in the very near future. I just don't see you being stationary in New York, you know, passing out flyers and promoting your music at your dance studio, going, hey, listen to my stuff. I really think people are it's going to continue to grow in popularity, and people are going to be, you know, listening to it and wanting more of it. So, you know, and that's what I predict. Now, I'm not saying my predictions always come true, but I always know a good artist when I hear one, and I've been a music lover my whole life. You definitely have got what it takes, no doubt about it. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about is the video that you made, Cant-Love-me.
Oh, yes.
We got to talk about the video, because, first of all, what was it like making a video? And is that the first video you've ever made to any of the songs that you've put out?
It's the second video I've done, but it's the first video. Like, my first video was just me, so it was very there wasn't a lot going on. So this one had a story, you know. This one was thought out, and I needed to find someone to play the boyfriend. Like, I a lot more went into this video, and I felt much more attached to this video because Marteel and Estrada, they made my clothes, and like it was just kind of a team effort. I had a friend of mine play my boyfriend. Like, it was just it was so nice to see my friends come together and help me make a really awesome video.
Yes, it is a really awesome video. Now, I have a couple of questions, and if you don't want to give anything away, that's okay. But the chick in the blonde wig, is that you in the blonde wig?
Of course it is. Yes, that is me.
I thought so, but that the wig the hair was so long, and they kind of did whoever produced this video, they did an awesome job of kind of you can see your face, but it's done in such a mysterious way that it's hard to tell if it's you or not. I mean, there's glimpses, but the camera's not on your face long enough to really reveal it. So kind of. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, that kind of adds that element of mystery to the whole video as far as the story unfolds,
That was exactly the point, Joe Fendelman, who did the video for me, is wonderful. I told him, listen, I want flattering shots. This is a very tiny little pair of pants. I want flattering shots, but I also want it mysterious. That was exactly the word that I used. So I think he captured that. I think he captured it very well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And now another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Now in this video, you do some very let's just say risque dancing. Now, did you have to have any? I know as far as dancing goes, you're trained, but how hard was it to be convincing in the video as far as the dancing goes? And I mean, how in the world did you pull that off? Because it looked really believable. I don't want to say anything like you look like a veteran, because that might be insulting, because I certainly don't mean it that way. But I mean, it really did look believable, and so it really was a great take on the video itself.
Thank you. I'm actually I was trained. I did ballet and jazz and all of that, but moving to the city, I actually somehow kind of got picked up in the fitness craze and the art craze of pole dancing, and now I teach pole dancing, so it kind of seems really natural for me to put that into my video. Yeah, so I'm actually sitting in the hallway of the dance studio that I work at right now. I just taught a class about an hour ago.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well,
yeah,
it's interesting. I mean, I was going to say, either you had taken some classes in that, or you just, someone choreographed that and you just taught right on, and it became what it, no wonder it looked so believable. That style of dancing has really taken off in popularity. So I think it's kind of neat that you put that in your video. It really does showcase your talent in that way as well.
Thank you. I wasn't sure. At first I'm just like, oh, God, this is a little, as you said, risque. I don't know. And then I was like, screw it. I'm going for it. And I did it.
Well, the one thing, it's one thing to teach classes, pole dancing classes to a class of women that are wanting to learn that art, because it really is an art form. It's not as easy as it looks, I'm sure.
No.
But to do it in a video that you're going to be putting out for the world to see, to promote your song, how was there any apprehension on your part about, doing that in the video?
For a split second, but then everyone was reassuring. It's like, no, this is a great idea. It makes for an exciting video. And, the person who played my boyfriend was a friend of mine, so it was fine. I wasn't uncomfortable with him. And, Martell and Estrada, who made my clothes, they were there as well, and they were pitting me in case something popped. Everyone was helping me out to make me feel as comfortable as possible. So I think that, in my opinion, I think that shows in the video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, the guy in the video, I guess, that plays your love interest now, is he a friend of yours?
He's a friend of mine, yes.
Well,
he's wonderful,
and when you first approached him with the whole idea of, hey, you want to be in my video, and this is what I'm going to do, what was his reaction?
He's like, oh, I got to start lifting again. That's what he said.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Well, it's a great
he was
video,
on board. I didn't have to ask him twice. He couldn't be.
Yeah, I was going to say, being a guy, and, you say, hey, I'm going to do this video for my song, and, hey, this is what's going to go down. He's probably like, I'm there. But no,
he was on board.
It's a great video, and it goes great with the song. And although when I heard the song initially, and as I've listened to the song ever since, I never quite equated it with pole dancing. But from now on, when I listen to the song, I'm going to think of this video when because it will play out a completely different story in my head from what I initially envisioned, let's just say. But funny. It's a great song, it's a great video, and you're an absolute awesome artist, no doubt about it. And
Thank you so much.
Real excited for what you have coming up, and I tell you, I would love to have you back anytime to talk about anything new that you've got coming out.
I would love to. Thank you.
Help get the word out, to the listeners about your music and help promote it as much as possible.
Oh, that's great. I appreciate it so much. I just hope people enjoy it. I just hope people love it and enjoy it and can dance to it or cry to it or whatever they want to do to it. I hope they enjoy it.
Well, I can tell you they will, no doubt about it. So, well, thank you so very much for your time. It has been a blast. I've so enjoyed speaking with you, and you're a lot of fun. And so let's plan to have you back in the very near future.
Thank you so much. It was so great. Thank you so much. I can't say enough. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and enjoy your night and the rest of your week.
All right, you too. Good night.
All right, take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. We've been speaking with Alisa Boniello, and she's just so much fun. I mean, so vibrant, so lively. If you want to check her out, you can visit her website at Alisa Boniello, and that's BONIELLO.com. You can also find her on Twitter at Alisa Boniello, as well as Facebook. And check out her video for Cant-Love-me on YouTube. You will enjoy it. It's really, really neat. It does showcase her singing, but it also showcases her dancing as well. And she's just a great artist with a great future ahead, no doubt about it. And so before we wrap tonight, I want to share with you her latest hit single, Cant-Love-me. It's getting a lot of airplay, and we're getting a lot of good feedback here. If you enjoy it, please let Alisa know. Follow her on Twitter and just reach out and support her. And above all, buy the single because she's an independent artist, and she has to put her hard-earned money into what she makes. So she's not backed by a major record label. So any bit of financial support she can get to promote what she does so she can keep making great music is greatly appreciated. And so without further ado, here is Alisa Boniello and Cant-Love-me.
I do for you. So what is this I'm hearing? It just can't be true. Work so hard and I work so long. Nothing left but to write this song. She don't give love for free. So baby, you're not what I need. Well, you can love somebody, you just can't love me. It was so easy to throw it away. I don't know what I want, but I know what I need. It was so easy to throw it away. I don't know what I want, but I know what I need. Baby, you can love somebody, you just can't love me.
That is the lovely Alisa Boniello and Can't Love Me. Great song, great artist, and we look forward to having her back to chat about any new things that she's got coming out and new music as well. We will promote it right here, and we'll also be posting her video on our website and linking it to her. So go there and check it out at thejamminjukebox.com. Give us about 24 hours, and we'll have it up, and check it out. You will love it. So that is going to wrap our show for this evening, and we just want to send a huge thank you and shout-out to Alisa Boniello for being our very special guest tonight. So enjoyed having her on. And to all the listeners out there, thank you for joining us. If you're brand new to our program, welcome aboard. We hope that you won't be a stranger, that you'll be here listening at any given time. We do a weekly show on Saturday nights called Indie Artist Showcase at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we showcase music just like what you heard from lots of different indie artists from all different genres of music, and they're all independent artists. So it's a great show, and we always try to have new music every week to feature. So check it out sometime. Just grab your favorite beverage and join us on a Saturday night and hang out in the chat room. It's a lot of fun, and we really enjoy it, and you will too, we hope. So in the time being, that's going to wrap our show. We're going to take the next couple nights off, but we'll be right back here with you next week. And so enjoy the rest of your week and your evening, and we will chat with you again real soon. Take care, all. Good night.
Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always, on iTunes. Thank you for joining us. Tonight's show has been brought to you by One Taste of Main Street Cake Shop, baked from scratch, custom-made cakes and cupcakes, and you'll be hooked. Every cake is made to order with only the finest and freshest ingredients. This is no ordinary bakery. Cakes are never pre-made. Main Street Cake Shop is in demand, having provided cakes and cupcakes for numerous prestigious events, bridal fairs, and venues. Owned and operated by April Murray, she has garnered many awards for not only her exquisite cake designs, but also for their incredible taste. If you're looking for a cake for any occasion, or cupcakes in a variety of flavors, then Main Street Cake Shop is the place. Visit them on the web at mainstreetcakeshop.com.